but we're going to get Windows 12. So,
Thank
look
God.
on the bright side.
Thank God.
So the source of this is weird. So like the Commercial Times is a Taiwanese publication, like a financial publication, and they report things factually. So it's kind of like a Business Insider or whatever the case is. They don't peddle in rumor, or like they're not like a tech outlet that just posts speculation or whatever's happening. So they opened up a new article about AI PCs, and they basically said with confidence that Microsoft's Windows 12 is launching in June 2024. There is lots of rumors that Windows 12 is coming next year, but the article seems kind of genuine because it cites Acer CEO and Quanta, which is a huge tech company, at a recent exhibition, that the next year is going to be the first year of AI PCs, and which is a strange concept, right? So basically, AI acceleration in GPUs and CPUs is becoming a thing. So like Intel's next generation of their Media Lake mobile processors that are out have like dedicated AI hardware. AMD's new Ryzen chips have like AI stuff in them. The next gen Ryzen CPUs, which will be out next year most likely, will have AI hardware in it. Same with whatever Intel is going to push out next year as well. And obviously, Radeon GPUs, the current generation, has AI acceleration. And, NVIDIA, who's one of the leaders, and one of the reasons for that is, they've had Tensor cores and AI hardware since 2018 available off the shelf and commercially. So what these AI PCs will be is that you'll have access to generative AI tools and features, and potentially you may require a certain class of hardware to be able to install Windows 12 or have access to all of its features. So Windows 12 will be an extension of Windows 11. It's in the next version, and it will incorporate AI at a level that we're starting to see in Windows 11. So like, there's Copilot now in Windows. If you're on laptop or your PC is updated to the latest version, or if you're opting into all the latest updates, Copilot is just like an AI tool. It sits on the right side of the screen, and you can use it to basically like kind of like how it's like having your own Chat GPT, but for your PC and everything like that. And I posted an article which I'll link to it as well. Microsoft Paint, this program from the 1980s, the most basic image editor in the history. It's so basic.
I use it every day.
Everybody uses it, right? It's like, it's so lo-fi. It's awesome, right? So that has got a new tool in it. Like DALL-E is integrated into Windows Paint. If you update to the latest version, there is a co-designer button on the right, and it's simple to use, just like everything else in Microsoft Paint, where you type in your thinger and it generates the image, and then you can change between like pixel art or oil painting, and everybody gets only like 40 credits now, so it's not like unlimited. And I don't know how you get new credits, but that's basically to say that, if Microsoft Paint is getting AI features now as like rolling it out
Windows
as like
12.
a test, Windows 12 is going to have AI in basically every aspect of it, from not only just Edge or like browsing the internet, not only just Copilot, but
it's going to be integrated
into Office 365, Microsoft Word, things like that. But then also like Paint, or like even like Notepad might end up getting like AI or whatever the case is.
Yeah, this is why they made a $10 billion investment in OpenAI. Of course they're going to do this.
Yeah. And so the Windows 11 adoption is kind of slow. So like there's way more Windows 10 users out there right now than there are Windows 11 by at least 2-to-1 factor, right?
Wow.
So, or maybe even more. Like there was a recent study or number from about a month ago or two where it said like, Windows 11 is still about 70% of the market. Oh, we're sorry, Windows 10. And if you look at the Steam, let me just bring up the Steam hardware survey. Yeah. Which is just to show you like PC gamers, right? It's a little bit because PC gamers adopt new things quicker than most people when it comes to tech. Windows 10 is still sitting at 53%, but Windows 11 is rapidly increasing. It's now 42%. It's actually increased by 11% since the previous numbers of the Steam hardware survey.
Do you think that's because of this leak? Well, not leak, this report?
Well, like maybe because of like AI features, like people are jumping onto Windows 11 because of.
Question. You have here that it will, and you said earlier that it will require, that it could require some form of baseline AI readiness on the CPU or GPU front. Now, do you think they would choose GPU because there are more RTX owners? It's like they could take
Potentially,
they could take advantage of the fact that there's a certain percentage of PC gamers that are already have AI accelerated cores. Like I don't
out there like laptops all have like NVIDIA GPUs, right?
Exactly right.
And I think based on like if they're going like if Windows 12 is going to differentiate itself as the AI OS. It's like Microsoft's next. It'll be a pretty major update because Windows 10 to 11 was iterative. It was more of like, oh, here's a slightly different version of Windows 10, basically.
Reskinned.
It had a bunch of other features. They integrated, on the gaming side, they integrated Xbox and that sort of stuff a bit better than Windows 10. But that's separate. But if Windows 12 is like this major AI thing, and that's the selling point, is that if you're a generative AI and you want access to desktop versions, of DALL-E and ChatGPT and things where it's actually using your PC hardware as well as the cloud, it's not 100% reliant on cloud-based generative AI, then there might be a check. It would be like, is my PC ready for Windows 12? Like they did it for Windows. They do it for every version,
Yeah, they
right?
do
and
it,
it's going to check your memory, so you'll have to have and the problem will be that like if it's just purely CPU, you will actually probably need a CPU release.
That's what I don't want to have to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll choose that one.
That's why like I'm just like putting two and two together. It's like, well, you don't want to limit your customer base,
exactly right?
If it's a huge release. So if it's GPU related as well, then it'll be like, okay, as long as you got like a Tensor cores, or you got a Radeon GPU with like AI acceleration in it, or even like Intel Arc GPUs have AI acceleration.
Surely, there's already a bunch of owners of those that have those ready to go. I think they'd be silly to not take advantage of that customer base already, because I'm guessing, and I mean I think it's a pretty educated guess, the amount of people that own AI accelerated hardware in their GPU space versus CPU space is overwhelmingly in the GPU's favor. Like there is way more people that are owning GPUs that have AI accelerated hardware. Because how recently did the CPUs come out with AI accelerated?
Oh, the Media Lake Intel ones, like December. So like now.
There you go. So if they're going to be releasing this next year, how many people are going to be? Everyone's got to run out that wants Windows 12 to run out and get a new CPU.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like leading to that, because like with Media Lake, and Media Lake says it supports, like Intel like had like data that was leaked that said it supports Windows 12, which is obviously doesn't officially exist. And AMD are relaunching a 8000 series Ryzen, but it's going to be for mobile only, and it's basically a refresh of the existing Phoenix or whatever the Ryzen Zen 2 or Zen 3, whatever, Zen 4, whatever we're up to. I'm not a CPU expert.
Neither am I.
But it's a refresh with AI, and it's coming out early next year. Like, it seems that like Intel and AMD are positioning brand new PC. So like if you're releasing, let's say in 2024, right? If you're a company like Acer or Asus or Gigabyte or MSI, and you're releasing a laptop, right? You're going to want to have Windows 12 on it, and it's going to be an AI PC. So if all these AI PCs are coming out next year, then they're going to be using these new CPUs.
It could be both, man. They could do both.
Like
that would be a pain in the ass, but they could do it.
The rollout would be so small, though. Like,
it would be tiny.
This will be the first Windows launch that won't be able to hit hundreds of millions of PC users, because the market for Windows is hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah.
Conservatively. You got businesses, you got people using it. Anybody with a PC is basically using it. So if you need a specific CPU and GPU, or else you can't install it, this rollout for Windows 12 is going to take a long time.
They have to just choose GPUs. They have to.
They have to choose GPUs, and my idea is that there's going to be a version that just says, well, you can't use the AI features, or all the AI features are going to be limited to cloud and are going to be a lot slower because of that. So
I think they just
if you don't have AI hardware, then you can run it, but it's just not going to be as good.
I think you need to. I think what they'll do, and I mean, I hope this almost selfishly, if you own an RTX card. Like you won't be able to access any of those AI features if you're on the GTX series, or below. I mean, like you're struggling as it is if you're still running a GTX card, in today's day and age. I mean, you'll be fine, I suppose, at 1080p and you're playing on low, but you know what I'm saying here is that RTX seems like it's the hardware's already in gamers' PCs, and I mean, that's only going to help NVIDIA if that's the case, because like a lot of businesses, they don't run good GPUs because they don't need them. But if the Windows 12 AI features are like business changing, where they'll speed up productivity, then businesses around the world will be going out and ordering like new RTX cards to access it.
This is what they're banking on, right? And for sure, Microsoft is banking on this too. So you go PC sales have they're recovering, right? So post pandemic, there was a big slump in all hardware.
Yeah.
There was not only the shortages, but then there's financial issues and there's economic stuff, all that sort of stuff that we're not experts on, but everybody's predicting that in the next couple of years, PC sales are going to dramatically increase, and one of the drivers is going to be AI. And this is not just for workstations or data centers. All these companies are going all in on the concept of the AI PCs. Like your laptop is an AI PC, your desktop computer is an AI PC. Because it has AI hardware and it has AI version of Windows, which is what Windows 12 is. And for them to launch it in June 2024 makes sense if they're targeting mid next year. The AI arms race is in full swing, and I doubt, even if Microsoft originally planned Windows 12 to be 2025, based on what's been happening in AI just in the past 6 months, I wouldn't put it past them to accelerate the timeline and get a version of it out the door in June 2024 to be able to meet the demand, or the demand that they hopefully will see, because this is new as well. There's no such thing as an AI PC right now.
It doesn't.
They're banking on businesses, like you said, just rushing out and getting AI PCs.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. I'm excited to see what happens there.